So now we're on to final wiring here. Okay, this still isn't the last video. We still have to install the lasers, but this is going to be a tough video. All right, this is a very important video. Make sure you follow along. Make sure you understand. If you don't understand something, I'm going to try to take some pictures. Ask for comments. Ask for advice. Find me like on Facebook. I'm in some laser Gerbil forums on Facebook. Comment on YouTube. Just on Thingiverse, I think you can comment and ask questions. Make sure you're doing this part right, okay? So, what I'm going to be doing here is soldering some stuff together. I prefer solder. You can use the Jst connectors and, splice them. But I've had them disconnect. I've had them fail. I just don't trust them anymore. I don't like fixing things over and over again. Okay, so what I did here was I took an arm's length of red and black, 2 arms length of red and black. That's going to go, one of them is going to go to the switch that switches between the lasers. One of them is going to go directly to the power supply. So the Arduino and fans are always powered on, right? When you turn this thing on, those always have power. The switch will switch between power between lasers. So it'll turn this laser on, that laser driver on, and this laser driver on. So that's what that switch is going to do. Which means we're going to have 3 red cables going up to the power area, right? Because we can switch those. We'll also have 3 blacks just because of current limitations. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create a little bundle that goes from the power to the Arduino shield, right? Which is this blue thing. That blue thing has a plus and minus. That needs a 12 volts on the plus and ground from the 12 volt power supply to the minus. What it's going to do then is jump over to the fan output. And we're going to solder them onto the fans. Okay? Now, if you don't have little Jst connectors by the fans, just make an extra long cable, run it through those holes so they can run over to the fans on the outside. I have the Jst connector, so I'm going to plug them directly in. So you guys got to watch me wire. Feel free to follow along here. So again, I don't know if you saw me do this in a previous video, but I'm going to slightly pull off the wire from the copper. I'll pull it off a little more here, but I'm going to twist it off. Okay? Making a nice tight wire bundle in there. Oh, okay. Guess that one just popped right off. There we go. Okay. So I got the long cables twisted off like that. Now I'm going to do some semi-long ones, which are going to jump from the blue to the first fan Jst connector here. Okay. So strip that a little. Strip that a little. And I need both sides stripped similarly. Okay. And then same thing on the back side. Okay. So pulling that out. Pulling that out. Cool. Okay, pulling this. And whoops, pulled that one off. That's all right. I'll just twist it manually. It's small enough to do that. And then I got these tiny little jumpers that are going to go from one Jst to the other. So one side's going to have a little bit exposed. One side's going to have enough to twist exposed. Twist together exposed. Okay, so a little bit exposed. Enough to twist exposed. Okay, so here I go, red to red, right? And twisting these together. I just make sure the sleeves match up. Okay. And then take my long one here. Find the end that's already stripped. There we go. And twist these together. Okay. This right here is going to go into that blue connector there on the positive side. Okay. This side, so this one's going to go into the blue connector. This one and this one are going to get soldered. So, with my warm soldering iron now, I'm going to put a little pool on here. All right, and then feed solder into the wire. Same thing over here. Little pool, feed solder. And I'm going to cut some of the excess. I only need about an 1/8 inch or so exposed. Okay. So that one's ready. Oh, this is way too long too. I guess I'll also solder it to keep it together. And then I'll shorten it. Even though it's getting plugged in, not soldered, or screwed in, not soldered, I'm still going to solder it so it stays nice and even. And this one I'm going to give about, I don't know, 3/16 of an inch. About 4 or 5 millimeters. Something like that. Okay. Cool. Okay, so the red wire's ready. I'm going to do the same thing to the black. Okay. Let's see. Twist these together. And then my long black cable went somewhere. Oh, there it is. It's in my lap. Cool. Okay, twist those together. And it looks like I'm soldering everything to keep it nice and neat. All right. Need only an 1/8 inch exposed on this side, the fan side. And then about 3/16 to a 1/4 inch or so on the shield side. All right. Cool. Okay, so I got that. So those cables are now ready. All right. We're going to get a few more cables ready. Okay. So I'm going to plug this, or I'm going to solder this directly to the board here. Okay. Now you can use the JSTs if you want, but I'm soldering directly to my driver board. So just expose a little bit. I'm not even going to twist it off because there's so little exposed. Okay. And solder. And solder. Cool. Okay. Got solder on those. Okay. Now I'm going to put solder on all these little pins here on the driver board. Okay. So it's called tinning these pins. Oh, got a big old glob there. That's easy enough to clean up. So get it to the center, let it heat up, and then keep pulling. There we go. Cool. Okay. And these cables are kind of in the way. That's all right. I'll just unplug them. I know where they go. And unplug them. Tuck them in a little. And this one, I'll just pull to the side here. Okay. Now that I got access to this, I'm going to need to solder onto the let's see, the Z plus, Z minus, right? The black and white sides. Okay. And then the end stops for X and Y. And that's about it there, I think. I mean, right? Let's see what else I got here. Okay. Yeah, I think that's good. uh, pretty sure that's all I have to solder over there. Okay. Okay, so then I'm going to open these up also for soldering. Just the tips here. So I'm going to bring them back just a little bit more. There we go. And then just expose tiny bits of wire at the end. I'm also going to have to tin the ends of these. All right, and then my end stop here. And that's about the right length, I think, for this. Okay. So expose that. And then find that other wire, the purple and gray wire. And while I'm at it, might as well add those because it's going to be wired up to the Y end stop in a little bit. Okay. So now I'm tinning everything. I had a big old puddle there. There we go. So a lot of people use sponges. Sometimes I do. Typically I don't. I don't mind a little goop on the end. I don't do any surface mount stuff, so I don't need like a super clean tip. It's best to leave your tip dirty anyways. It keeps the life, or it keeps it alive longer. It only corrodes when it's exposed to air, and the corrosion goes way faster when it's hot. So those people who solder and clean their tip when they're done soldering every single time, and the soldering iron's just hot inside their cradle, they're actually like killing. They're destroying their tip. So it's always best to leave it dirty. If you need a clean tip, clean it, then use it immediately. Don't put it away clean. All right. Okay. Everything's tinned. The bundles are ready. Let's start soldering this. Okay, so I'm going to start with these X end stops. So X plus white is the purple. There we go. Okay. Oh, I guess we need to make a couple more cables here too. X plus black side goes to the gray. Okay, that's a good solid connection. Bend these out of the way here. Okay. And then we have the little bundles we made. So Y plus purple on the white side, and Y plus is a purple, or sorry, is a gray on the black side. All right, that's good and solid. Okay. And then we have this blue right here. I guess we need to tin this one too. My bad. Okay. I'm going to grab this. Pretend it's going down to here. cut it. That's plenty. Strip it just a little bit here. Then tin it. Okay. And then just put that little bit of dot right there on the Z minus. So that blue is now feeding Z minus. Oh. Once we melt everything together here. All right. So blue's on Z minus. Perfect. Okay. The one thing I forgot were jumpers to go from the Z plus to this board here. So I'm going to take some blue and black wire. And I think this is long enough right there. If not, well, if it's too long, then I can always shorten it. Okay. So I'll get one side and one side here. Okay. I'll tin these. So there's the black. There's the blue. All right. Cool. Okay. And then I'm going to attach them to the TTL of my driver board. So the plus is on bottom. That'll be the blue. And the minus is up top on this one. So that'll be the black. Okay. And then check length. Make sure they're... I guess I'll come from underneath. Oh, yeah. Those are perfect length. Okay. Just a little bit of wire showing. Just a little bit. And then tin them. Okay. Then blues on Z plus. The white side, and then blacks on Z plus the black side. Okay. And now the laser extension. Okay, so laser diode was going to be green and orange. So LD minus was going to be green here. Green for ground, I guess. And then orange for the plus side of the diode. Okay, then fan plus was the 12 volts, which is yellow. Okay, and then the brown is the fan ground. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Oh, we got our pre-made bundles we still have to get going. So the ones that go to this driver here, I put a little knot on the backside so I know when I run them all together, I'll know which ones go to this driver. Okay, and the other side is tinned. So bottom is 12 volts. Okay, and top is ground. Cool. And that's going to go across here. And then I'll put a knot in the ones going up from up to the head, the 12 volt and ground going up to the head too, because both these are switched. Okay, that's got a knot in it. Cool. Okay, now for the other bundles we made, I'm gonna have to get out my small screwdriver here. Here's one. Cool. Okay. I'm going to go into this this connector and then open it up. And open up the positive side. Okay, I'll install the positive first. Make sure it goes all the way back there. Covers the entire sleeve, which it does. Okay, that's in there pretty well. Same thing to the black one. You don't want any of this wire like just dangling out exposed out of these. Because if anything like touches them, like you don't want them touching each other. All right. Cool. And our last challenge, which I will do on my own because I'm going to have to move this laser all around, is to solder those Jst connectors. These little guys right here. Okay. But this is the hard part right here. If you guys kept up with this and were able to make this work, this is the hardest part of building this laser, is getting this wiring. So, if you're at this point and you kept up with me, congratulations. And now we gotta clean up the wires, okay? So I'm gonna pull some of this. So I've got this brown, orange, yellow, green sitting here. I'm gonna pull some of it out this way, right? Clean up the mess a little. Maybe I can dig into that brown. There we go. Okay. And stuff it down here. Right? Try to keep it level. Well, anyways, I'll be pulling some of this, straightening it up a bit, making it look nice. Then we have the black and white cables are going to be up top here. And I guess all the laser diode ones will be up top. And the white one I'll just bring over here. I'll bring into this bundle too. So I'm going to zip tie this together now. I tried not to work on it at all. I haven't worked on it at all, actually, off of video. But soldering over there, it's just going to be, an awkward struggle. So you're just going to watch me from the side, like, looking goofy. I think you got better things to do. Okay. So I got all these wires. There we go. Okay. And then I'll bundle them up over here also. Let's see, bring this over here. And bundle this. And I like to come by at the end, once I'm done with everything, and cut all these zip ties. Some people don't like the zip ties ever look like this. So I understand that. And now I'm going to plug in my stepper drivers again. Now that they're not in the way. All right, so we got everything soldered here. Got everything soldered to this board, this driver board. We got stuff coming up to the power or the laser bracket. So we'll be soldering that up also in a little bit. But first, and we'll do this next video with this, we're going to be wiring power up to everything. So all this power here, this big power bundle that we have, is going to get soldered to the switch and then screwed in to the power supply. So thanks for watching. See you next video.